Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Peachy Senpai here. I know it has been a really long time, so I'm gonna get right into the video. Today I'm gonna be making 4 Disney princesses. These are my top favorite. These are my top 4 favorite Disney princesses, and I'm going to be starting with Tiana. I think it's pretty obvious why I'm going to start with Tiana. We don't need to go there, okay? So first off, I know it took me a really long time to come back. If you don't know already, I was moving. It was a lot going on, so I didn't have a whole lot of time to be making content. But here I am, I'm back, and I'm just gonna read a little bit about Tiana. If you guys are unfamiliar with her, I feel like everybody should know her, but that is just my opinion, okay? So Tiana is an intelligent, resourceful, and highly talented young woman. However, at the start of the film, and mostly throughout, she can be overtly uptight and far too absorbed in her work ethics to focus on relaxing, family, and friends. Though she notices this and appears to have some regret over her busy schedule, her obsession with bringing her dream of opening her own restaurant into fruition overshadows it all. She also, for the most part, has appeared to accept that over the years, as seen when she and Eudora, who is that, visited the old sugar mill in the preparation of its purchase. Y'all, I don't even know how to pronounce that name. I'm gonna be real. I haven't seen the movie in a long time. My sister watched it like, I don't know, she watched like half of the film like a week ago. It's been a long time. Time has been flying. I really didn't even realize that it's almost been a month, y'all, since I posted. So I have been active on other social media sites. If you guys are unaware, I do have like a TikTok dedicated to Sims shorts and like little clips and stuff. And I also have a gaming / cozy setup TikTok, if you guys are also unaware of that. But yeah, with a strong sense of honor and integrity, Tiana firmly believes nothing deserves to be obtained in the world unless it's done through hard work, a view she's brought up when dealing with her excessively dreamy and immature best friend Charlotte, as well as the party-loving Naveen. This fact also makes her somewhat inflexible, as she could have asked Big Daddy LaBeouf for seed money for the restaurant instead of working extremely hard to slowly gain the capital necessary. And I'm gonna add on to that. I honestly do not believe that you have to work extremely hard or struggle to have what you desire, or like to have your life the way you want it to be. I really don't like that mindset of, you know, having to work your butt off for everything that you want in life. I think it makes people just beat themselves up, you know, if maybe they feel like they didn't do enough. Overall, I feel like you don't have to put in so much work into things that you are, exhausting yourself. And that's exactly what Tiana did, to be honest, okay? So, like, ever since her dad passed when she was younger, when she was a little girl, whatever, which I do have some theories, they're not my theories, but I've heard some things about what actually happened to her dad. Ever since her dad died or whatever, she kind of took over that dream of the restaurant and made it her own. So, you know, I'm not saying that's not what she wanted to do with her life, but I feel like she definitely should have just asked Charlotte for the money for their restaurant. Like, if she knew she's a good cook, everybody loves her food. If she knew in her heart that her restaurant was going to be successful, she could have just made that money back really quickly. And, you know, if Charlotte's dad probably would have wanted her to, you know, she could have paid him back pretty quickly, you know, probably within a year. But anyway, so getting started with these princesses was not really difficult, I would say. Even though each sim probably took me like 2 hours, which is crazy to think about, but each sim took me about 2 hours. And I really only made like 1 sim a day, just cause like I'm still settling in over here. It's a very different environment where I'm at now, so I'm still working some things out. If you guys are interested in like how it's going, I will be starting like a separate, like another TikTok thing. Not that I need to have more social media accounts to try to, you know, run or whatever. I'll probably have a dedicated TikTok to just life, I guess, like lifestyle kind of content. But yeah, I really enjoyed making these Disney princesses. They're my favorite. Okay, they have been my favorite since forever. Like when Moana came out, I guess I added Moana to that small list of my favorite Disney princesses. And of course, all of these princesses are not like the typical damsel in distress for the most part. They don't really play into that cliche Disney princess, okay? And there's nothing wrong with that, okay? I'm all for Cinderella, okay? I love me some Ariel. I love Snow White and all that, okay? But I just like these princesses even more. Now, as far as their looks, I would say Tiana was not my favorite, but she again is also not again, but she's different in terms of the Sims that I normally make. I normally go for a more cartoony look, and I'm trying to step away from that and be, you know, do more realistic kind of things. But I think she still was really cute. I loved how she came out. I loved her dress, her outfit. If you guys liked her, let me know down in the comments who your favorite Disney princess is, okay? And who your favorite princess was that I made today after you're done watching the whole video. If you enjoy videos like this, then go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe. It really does help me more than y'all know, okay? I'm gonna be focusing a lot on this YouTube channel over the next few months and putting a lot of work into this channel because this is going to be my life, okay? This is what I'm gonna rely on to get me back into my own place. So hopefully sooner rather than later I'll be back up on my feet. And yeah, but anyway, the next princess I'm gonna be making is Pocahontas, and I have always loved Pocahontas, okay? I'm not gonna say I love the movie, okay? I'm not a really huge fan of the movie, but I really do like Pocahontas as a character. Pocahontas is displayed as a noble, free-spirited, stuttering just a little bit, a free-spirited and highly spiritual young woman. She expresses wisdom beyond her years and offers kindness and guidance to those around her. She loves her homeland, adventure, and nature. In the film, she appears to have shaman-like powers since she is able to commune with nature, talk with spirits, empathize with animals, and understand unknown languages. Pocahontas believes that her mother's spirit surrounds her. I went heavily based off of the Colors of the Wind song, okay? I think it's Colors of the Wind. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I really like that song in the movie, and so I did base a little bit of her appearance off of it. I think you're gonna guess what the part of her appearance I took from that song. Pocahontas also shows a very playful side with her best friend. When English settlers come to her homeland, Pocahontas was curiously drawn to them, and unlike her people, she was able to see that the settlers were not dangerous, as John Smith treated her raccoon friend Miko with kindness. So I just want to say, we're just gonna assume that John Smith was not necessarily dangerous, okay? But the English settlers to Native Americans were dangerous, okay? Let's just get that out there. Her curiosity also drew her to Smith, allowing her to bond with him over their different customs, where the two eventually started a romantic relationship. In the sequel, Pocahontas seems to have grown after hearing John Smith's assumed death. She keeps her independent spirit and playfulness, but is much more mature and self-assured than she was in the first film. Okay, so yeah, I really like Pocahontas's character. I really love her look. As far as the sim, I did my very, very best, okay, to make her look exactly like Pocahontas. I think I did a pretty good job as far as like the facial features, the more slim eyes. She has a lot of cheek space and a very structured looking jaw. A little bit of a long neck, but I don't have my neck slider right. Neck slider? Oh my god, I thought I said that wrong. Probably did. I don't have a neck slider in my game right now, so I wasn't able to make her neck look longer, so I just pulled her shoulders down just a tad. Yeah, I tried to give them all a little bit of a different look. I think I did pretty good. Okay, and then for some of these sims, I did end up using some Max's match accessories just because I didn't have any CC that was similar enough in my opinion. So I ended up using something that more closely matched, I think, Pocahontas's necklace, Moana's necklace, yeah, and Moana's necklace. Oh, actually, did I also do that for Mulan? Yes. No. Yeah. So I basically, yes, no. So basically, all three of the last characters had a Max's match accessory necklace, but I didn't think it was like anything terrible. It didn't look too bad or nothing. I'm typically not a fan of Max's match, like Max's created items, so yeah, but they looked good. I did struggle a little bit, I think, with my G shade being a little bit too saturated, so I wasn't able to actually get their skin tones as accurate as I would have liked. I know for sure I wanted to make Pocahontas more dark skin tone than she was, but I was really struggling with whatever skin details I put on her. So yeah, I feel like Pocahontas went from okay to not okay. I don't know. She looks all right. She looks all right, but I feel like the more I edited her, I started to mess her up. And I'm gonna be honest, I didn't have a whole lot of time, okay, to like go back and keep editing her. I may perfect her before I upload her, which she'll be a fast download for my patrons, early access. I don't think I'm gonna keep doing CC links, so actually I probably will just do her the fast downloads for all these sims. Moving on to the next character, I'm going to be recreating Moana. Actually, it's so funny because now that I'm rewatching these, none of these sims actually came out how I wanted, and when I was making them, they seemed fine. Okay, they seemed okay. And now that I'm looking at them, I'm like, do I actually like these sims? I'm not sure, okay? I think they came out good enough. That's all I'm gonna say. Good enough for me, or else I wouldn't be posting them. I'm gonna be real. So now I'm gonna be making Moana, and I still haven't seen the second movie, so like I'm not gonna reference anything from the second movie as far as I know. Okay, I also haven't seen the first movie in a minute. So as described by Gramatale, I think that's how you say it, don't come for me. Moana stands out from the crowd. She is a sea-loving, headstrong, practically fearless, and physically capable. She's strong, okay? Though she has had moments of self-doubt, she has great pride in who she is and is generally too stubborn to back away from new challenges. Moana approaches new experiences and tasks with the utmost seriousness and will stand her ground to fight for what she values, even when all seems lost. Despite her lack of experience outside of Motunui, Moana can present herself as an imposing force despite her size and has bested the most fearsome beasts and impossible obstacles across the seas of Oceania while relying almost solely on her own intelligence. For all her strengths, Moana suffers from major identity crises. Surrounded by a loving family and a supportive community of neighbors, Moana cares a great deal for her people and the village in which she was born and raised. However, she also has a passion for exploring the ocean and voyaging beyond her home. She likes exploring outside of her village as well. Throughout Moana's life, voyaging had been prohibited as a means to keep the people of Motunui safe, but even so, Moana's spirited and tenacious attitude kept her dream of experiencing life beyond her island alive. At the same time, Moana was happily devoted to her village during her time as chief in training. An intelligent and resourceful leader, Moana was quick to remedy any problems her village faced and was masterful in keeping herself composed and optimistic during times of crisis. Moana's loyalty toward her family and people actually played a part in her crippling identity crisis. As she cared for them immensely, she occasionally felt extreme guilt for being drawn out to sea. As lamented in her song, How Far I'll Go, she believed that if she were to pursue the ocean, she would ultimately disappoint the people she loved. Simultaneously, she felt an obligation toward her ancestors, wanting to reinvigorate their ways of wayfinding as a means to honor them and the legacy they left for her people. These conflicted emotions would ultimately act as Moana's greatest challenge throughout the film. So yes, she was very much drawn to the ocean, and that's because that's how her ancestors lived, okay? They used to explore outside the reef, so that's the main reason Moana wanted to explore out. She was drawn to it, okay? And then as far as her look, I don't have any Polynesian attire, like traditional attire, so it was actually really difficult to make her outfit, as well as Pocahontas. As y'all can see, that was not the right kind of dress. And then same thing goes for Mulan, who I did last. I had to go do a little bit more research and figure out what kind of clothing Mulan wears as well to try to find something she can actually wear, okay? Because this is not the modern version. This is more so the traditional version of the princesses, okay? So this is how Moana came out. I'm not sure this is actually going to be on time with the thingy, but shoot, okay. I think Moana came out really cute. I couldn't really figure out how to give her a wider nose and still make it look good with the skin details that I used. So she may look a little bit wonky, but I did my best. And then next, last but not least, I'm going to be recreating Hua Mulan. If you guys don't know, Hua Mulan is just like the, oh geez, I forget, is it Cantonese? I should have looked it up. Hua Mulan is the Cantonese, I think. No, I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm not going to make any assumptions. Google is free. So Mulan is based on the legendary Chinese warrior Hua Mulan. The 1998 Disney film, which is the one I've seen, the Hua pronunciation from Mandarin is changed to the Cantonese pronunciation Fa Mulan. It's said specifically for American audiences, basically. It's actually Hua Mulan. I'm pretty sure the last name first name last, similar to Japanese, is also how her name should be. So I did put Hua before Mulan, even though her last name is technically Hua, I think. I don't know, family name? Correct me if I'm wrong, okay? I'm not a pro in anything culture-wise outside my own, all right? I do my best. That's all I can say. And my best is good enough for me. Okay, now moving on to Mulan. So I think Mulan's story is actually very inspiring, okay? This woman went to war for her father. But anyway, at the start of the film, Mulan is introduced as a free-spirited outcast. She's a clumsy girl who cannot follow rules, regulations, or traditions. Despite this, she has a warm heart and wants nothing more than to uphold her family's honor while keeping true to herself. Because of her society, however, this is difficult to accomplish and often brings chaos and embarrassment into her life. The driving force of Mulan's journey is the love she has for her father. When her father is drafted to serve in the Emperor's army to defend China, Mulan steals his orders and reports to the camp in his place to protect him, as well as to satisfy her desire to prove her own self-worth. She was seen having difficulties with self-confidence due to society's mistreatment toward her and the pressures of society into which she was born, particularly in the lives of women. Earlier in the film, whenever she went against sexism and injustice or simply handled a situation in her own unique way, Mulan was greeted with anger or some some form of annoyance from those around her, thus furthering her socially awkward attitude. During her time in camp, Mulan's personality shifts. She proves to be fierce, both physically and mentally, as well as self-reliant, impressionable, and persistent. As she learns the ways of strength and agility, she rises to the top of her class, setting an example for the men surrounding her, and soon earns their respect and friendship. Over time, Mulan gains more confidence, symbolizing her growth as she becomes more of a mature woman by the film's third act. She can perform successful tactics through quick thinking and mental observation instead of mere brute strength. Nevertheless, she retained her humble nature, not once becoming overconfident and boastful, even after becoming a beloved heroine and receiving countless amounts of praise and respect from the very society that continuously opposed her. It wasn't until Mulan returned home and received a loving welcome from her father that she truly felt satisfaction over her previous successes, proving her goal overall was to uphold her family honor while being true to herself. This being visually and thematically represented by her relationship with her father. So like I said, y'all, Mulan is well, at the very end of the film, she was a very strong, more independent woman who's very capable of handling herself, okay, even amongst men. And I really like her story because she just kind of plays the part of like, women can do anything men can do, even if they don't think that we can. And I really like that she was able to, you know, also grow in herself and really find out what kind of woman she actually is. I really do like that, you know. She made a name for herself. I love that. So for Mulan, like I was saying, I did have a hard time with her outfit. I had to do a little bit more research and find actual clothing that represented what she wears. It doesn't look exactly like it, but I think I did the right thing. And then also gave her a Maxis match, or Maxis created necklace as well, and that was representing of her medal that she got from the emperor. I think she was the China's hero. I forget. I haven't seen the movie in a while. With any of these movies, I think it's been a very long time since I've seen them, so I'm not really sure of the specifics. But yeah, this is how Mulan came out. I really love her. She was so beautiful. I think out of all the Sims, she was my favorite for sure. I did my best to like not go too much for a cartoony look, so some of the skin details I used were alpha skin details stacked on top of overlays or Maxis match skin details, okay? So like their skin wouldn't look too smooth or anything like that. And I also did the same for their makeup as well, if they had any. Most of them didn't have any eyeshadow. Anyway, if you made it this far into the video, I just want to thank you so much for watching. Thank you guys for coming back to my comeback video, I guess. I'm gonna do my very best to never let that happen again, all right? Thank y'all so much for watching. I love you guys, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye. I was waving again. Y'all can't see me.